everyone, hope you're all well. As always, welcome to a new video on all of my nuggets. So in today's video I thought it'd be pretty cool just to go over all my vehicles and just show you what's to come and what state they're in now and what I'm planning to do. So being in stage 4 lockdown, obviously it's a little bit hard trying to gather parts, trying to get motivation to get everything done, but at the end of the day, you know, any progress is progress, whether it's just picking at things or whatever. So as you guys, a lot of you are here for the GU build, so I've done a lot to that, and I'll show you what I've done in the meantime. I'm working on a new episode for that. Also right in the middle of filming an RX-7 episode as well, so I know a lot of you are here to see that thing. I know a lot of you are here as well to see the Patrol. I know most of you are here to see the Patrol. So yeah, so here's all the nuggets out and about in their natural habitat. And obviously the beast gathering the pack and my daily around the corner, which a lot of you know about that. So first of all, I know a lot of you are here to see the GU, so I'll start with that. For any new subscribers, this is my 1999 GU Patrol, an RD28. No, I'm just kidding, it's got an LS1. It's been engineered since 2012. It's been running this same motor for the last like 8 years. So yeah, I picked this up a couple months ago, and a lot of you knew that I had a lot of issues, and most of the big issues are fixed. Tomorrow I'm actually filming another episode on her, so you'll see another episode later out this week on the beast. But getting a lot of progress on her, I'm bloody excited for this one. I know you guys are excited, and once stage 4 lockdown's over, we'll get her registered. So right now I'm just getting it ready for roadworthy, so I'm just ticking things off my list. Like I said, I'll show you what I've been doing. But yeah, once it's all done, we'll go to the bush and I'll take it for a proper rip out there once it's all registered. And yeah, so once I get the roadworthy and get the plates, I'm putting the lift in tomorrow, so it's going to be a little bit lower. I'm going to be jacking it back up to 4 inch. I'm going to be putting 36-inch trekkers back on it, so it's going to look nice. And yeah, it should go well in the bush. So I haven't started it in a few days, so I'll whack the terminals on the battery and see if she fires over. Got the club lock on here, even though I have everything disconnected. It's just, I'm just used to it. So yeah, she doesn't hesitate to start anymore, so thank God for that. So I'll just show you what I've been up to off camera. Oh yes, as you can see, it's all clean in here now. So before we had all the center console out, and that was all just open, so we're getting all the exhaust fumes in here from that exhaust leak, and we're getting all sorts of crazy noises. But now that I put that on, I'm taking it for another drive, and we can't hear much of the gearbox, and yeah, it's quietened up. I've got the console in here now, so that's good. As you can see, no more computer and shit hanging on the floor. All the fuse block and relay board and everything is all tucked up behind the dash. So the ECU's sitting just behind here, so it's up inside the dash, so it's nice and high, so if we ever get, you know, sunken in a big bog hole, it won't destroy the computer. All the fuse blocks are mounted up behind here as well, so that way it's still interchangeable if we need to pull fuses out or relays out, but it's still tucked up out of the way. And now we've got a working glove box now. Fuck yeah. Also just been cleaning up tail light wiring and stuff, so we're gonna get all those working today. And I installed the tow bar. So yeah, things are getting, just things bit by bit, and also just been ticking off the list slowly, so we're getting there. So while I got your attention on the big girl, future plans, a lot of people ask me on my social media, what are the future plans with this car? And my rough estimate on what I want to do with it is I want to supercharge it. So I want to just run an underbonnet supercharger. Some people run the LSA chargers on them, so I wouldn't mind doing that. The engine is pretty well set up for it. I wouldn't run crazy amount of boost, like 12 PSI or something. I've got a mate that's got a VY supercharged SS, and that thing hammers. Yeah, if we can make over 300 kilowatts at the wheels, that'd be good. The old owner told me this thing made around 420 horse, so I don't know what that is in kilowatts, but that was on 33s, so I don't know what it makes on a 36. It's probably like 7 kilowatts, probably RD power. This is my little project for isolation, and hopefully by the time isolation is over, it'll be registered and we can go out and have fun with the boys, because we have a massive fleet of just different 4-wheel drives coming out. We got V8, we got Barra cars coming out, we got crazy horsepower Barras, we got TDs, built ZDs, all that shit, so looking forward to it. So we'll move on from her, and you'll see an episode come out later in the week on this thing. So one car you're not all too familiar with is my 68 Falcon 500. So this is an XR 68. So this is like the shape when they sort of went muscly. And I love these. Look, got the circular taillights. I love it. So I picked this up just before the end of last year. Oh, sorry, no, I picked it up in like February. What am I talking about? I got it really, really cheap, and it's a complete car, complete-ish car. So it's got a 351 in there. It's not really complete. Oh God, that's heavy. That's not going to stay up, but there you go. So yeah, I got a blanket over at the moment, but you can see a cheeky 351 in there. I really want to go back to a 289. We'll see how we go with it. But this is a long-term project with me and my girlfriend. Oh shit! Oh, that's heavy. So yeah, it's a long-term project with me and my girlfriend that we're going to do. I'm and ahhing whether to buy another shell and use all the goodies like this, because this has a lot of goodies like door handles. It's got the 12 slot, it's got all the chrome pieces on it. It's got windshields, some sort of door skins in there. It's got good doors, no rust in the doors. It's got a good boot, tail lights, all that crap. So got a good roof on it. The only thing that's not too good on it is the floors. Floors aren't good, and the rear quarters at the bottom are all rusted, and the sills. My plans for this thing, or mine and my girlfriend's plans for this thing, is to do like a hotted up 302 or a 289 high revving old school Aussie muscle car. So I want it to just rev up to the top and just sound off its head. Not something not crazy fast, more of a cruiser. It's a bench seat car as well. It's a Falcon 500, so it's a factory 6-cylinder car and it's a column shift car as well. I'll be really excited to get into this. I'm actually going to start getting into this very soon. I'm going to start sanding all the body back and seeing how well, or how bad the rust is, I should say. And then hopefully we have a good platform to work on. And like the guards are good. The bonnet's not good because it's got a hole in it. But yeah, all the chrome and shit's good. Partially the reason I got it was because of the chrome and the engine and stuff like that. Probably sell the 351 off and then get a 289. So yeah, that's sort of what we're going to do with this thing in the future. But I know a few of you are actually asking me about this car. So yeah, that's just a rough plan of what I want to do with it. I know a lot of you are here for this thing. So this is my 1986 VL Commodore. So it's an SL. It's a sort of POV pack car, but I got it for about 2 years ago. And we're putting a LS1 in it. So the LS is sitting in there now, sitting in there quite lovely. I'm amazed about how beautiful these engines fit in there. Obviously not really many accessories on it. But yeah, a lot of you have been actually messaging me on social media about my long-term plans with this car. So I sort of said I want to do a Group A style V8 NA sort of build, but I've been talking to a lot of people that have made over like 1,000 horsepower with these with a single turbo setup. So I've actually been really keen on chasing that path, taking the engine out and getting it done to handle 1,000. I would absolutely love to try and crack 1,000 horse with this. Obviously not kilowatts, I wouldn't try to get 1,000 kilowatts out of it. That'd be sick, but that'll break the bank. 1,000 horsepower seems a bit more attainable from a lot of people I've been talking to. And that'd be sick. Just something, I just always wanted a car that just scares the absolute shit out of me. And obviously my girlfriend, we're half in this project together, me and my girlfriend, so I want something that scares the shit out of both of us. I want it to be 1,000 horsepower through a manual gearbox. That's my plan. It'll probably break it, but it'll just be sick. So that's the sort of long-term plan with this, but don't worry guys, I will be smashing another video out on this soon once we get into it. All right, moving on to my beloved 31. So here she is, the beast. So for all of you that don't know, this is my 1990 R31 Skyline. I've had for about 7 years now. Bought it as my second car. That's my first car, this is my second car. And had this on my P's while I was building this thing. So right now it's NA. Manual. I'll show you around it in a minute, but if you want, have a look on my channel. There's a video. I did a whole in-depth tour of this car and what I love and hate about it after owning it for so long. I've had about 8 of these things, so I sort of know my way around them. But yeah, I love this thing dearly and she's never let me down. So not much has changed. I think the last video I made on this thing was the in-depth tour or the neon video. I put neons in it, so it's got a cage in the back, so it's all drift ready. It's got a hydro in there as well. You can see the hydro handle. It's a street drift car, but I drifted on the track. Don't do street drifting, that's bad. A lot of you have been asking me when am I going to be turboing it. So I did say I'm going to be doing a budget turbo build, keeping it RB30, doing like a budget turbo build and try and crack about 250 kilowatt out of it. Here's a beast. Oh, there we are. So here she is now in her stock form. When I bought this car, it was actually turbo, believe it or not. This engine was turbo. All the bungs have been blocked off, and as you can see at the front here, it's been cut for a front mount cooler when it was turbo. It's making 220 kilowatt on about 12 pound, so not too bad. So this engine's ready to go, and I have turbo. I just need to get manifold and just core piping and stuff and source a computer. But I've got turbo, I've got injectors. Very soon I'm going to be doing a budget turbo build, because then once the LS Patrol's done, I can tow this thing to drift events around the country. So I'm going to be doing drift events, as many as I can, and see how well a budget turbo build can last on the track. I've done a few track days with her NA and she does amazing. You can thrash her all day and she's fine. So that's about it on this. And long term, yeah, just turbo and stuff, and anything over 200 kilowatts will be awesome. And then something that will just bake gears. It's got a 411 diff in it, so I'm sure it will bake second and third. One-piece tail shaft as well. That's about it for this one. So now we can move on to one of my most beautiful cars I own, the R32. So a lot of you know this is my R32 Skyline. It's 1992 model, coupe and GTST with all the GTR bits on it. Genuine GTR front on it, besides the bonnet, which I had an alloy one on there, but it was too warped, so I put the standard one back on there and cut it. One of my favorite cars I own. So far with this, I haven't really done much to it. I'm just been waiting for lockdown to finally ease so we can take them out. It's on club reg. It's been sitting for that long. The brakes are starting to rust. Big 33 brakes on it. Once lockdown's over, I'll be taking this everywhere. So I've actually had a few companies reach out to me and sending me some stuff for this. So I'm going to be doing an install video on some stuff they sent for me. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, shout out to those companies for reaching out to me and sending me some stuff. So make this thing even better. Right now it's running an RB25. Pretty much everything underneath is R33. Got the R33 wheels, brakes, the engine. Still running an R32 gearbox. Like the R31, I've done an in-depth video on this thing, so go check that out. It'll be on my channel. So here she is in all her glory. So it's got a Series 2 RB25 DET in it from an R32 Skyline. I did it all myself. I built it over in that spot in the garage in about 10 months. Did everything, all the body work in that. My good friend Zach painted it in his booth. So I did all the prep work, he did all the paint work. I did all the engine conversion myself. I had a mate of mine make up the loom, so that was beautiful. So modification wise, not really much done to it. It's got a Blitz return flow front mount. It's got a potty on it. It's got a screamer pipe, 3-inch exhaust. Yeah, nothing crazy. Drift catch can. So this car's so much fun to drive. Never had it dynoed, so I don't know what it makes, but had a few run-ins with a couple of cars that are making around the 200 kilowatt mark, and yeah, we seem to keep up with them quite well. So this is just a car you can jump in, turn the key and just drive. It's fantastic. I love the sound of it, but like all cars that are like this, they're not going to last long stock. So what are my plans for it? My plans are, I actually want to do this quite soon actually. So I want to just sort of pull it all apart, take the cylinder head off, do head studs and just a metal head gasket, just what all the norm RB25 guys do. So then when you make over a certain amount of kilowatt, you don't start lifting the head or blow out a gasket. Yeah, I just want to get a nice 6 boost manifold with a 3076 or something turbo, Garrett Gen 2, run some bigger injectors in it, and yeah, hopefully crack around 350, 400 kilowatt out of it. That is my goal. Once the RX-7 is done, which is over here, this will be going in the garage and getting a makeover. Or when I say makeover, internal makeover, because the outside is fine. Ouch. But yeah, after isolation, I'm going to do a lot of videos of this thing and take her out to the hills and smash it with Andrew, Clutch Kick Junkies, a lot of you may know, CKJ. There he is there, the big boy. He's a good mate of mine, so we're going to go smashing the hills in our white Skylines when this is all over. So that's about it for her. So if you would like this this beast, stay tuned, because we're going to be doing a few videos in the next couple of weeks on it when I get the stuff that those companies have sent to me. So I'm excited for that. Also, I've got some GDR seats I got to go pick up for it. We'll go get them and make it look a bit more schmick. All right, enough crapping on about that. So a lot of you actually know that I started my channel on building this RX-7 here. So I bought this RX-7 about November last year, I think it was. And this is my all-time dream car. So it's been my dream car ever since I was a little kid in FD. I love my rotaries, and this is my first one I've owned. And I got this very cheap because it is a rolling shell. But that's the gearbox for it, and the engine is over behind it. So I got mostly everything to do it. Right now I'm just doing the bodywork. So a lot of you that seen the last episode knew that it didn't look like this. So obviously I've been doing a lot of work behind camera, and I'm in the middle of filming an episode actually right now. So that should be out soon. But yes, my 92 FD that I've been building for the last 6 months. Yeah, she's definitely getting there. If you watch my first ever YouTube video I put out, it's cringe as hell. That's a video I started with this car, and it was pretty trash. Back end was like falling off and had dents all over it, but we've straightened all that out, and these quarters look amazing. This door looks amazing, and everything's sanded beautifully. So after lockdown, I'm taking it to my friend Zach, his shop, and then he's going to just tweak that radiator support for me so we can align the front end, because it just had a little hit in the side there. It's just put the radiator support out ever so slightly. So we're going to bring that out and then straighten the front end up. You see the bumper bars here. We're not going to run this front bar because we're going to be running a Series 8 a facelifted front bumper bar, so it'll look a bit nicer with the Series 8 spoiler. So the engine is over the back there. You can see the yellow tape on it. That's the 13B for it. With this thing, I want to try and make around the 270 to 300 kilowatt with that. These things are light as anything, and rotaries just rev and they sound insane. So hopefully we can get it to make some nice power and be quite reliable for a rotary. But yeah, I'm so keen to get this thing done. It's one of my most ambitious projects that I've done, and I'm in love with it. The more I work on it, the more I love it. It's simplistic, and it's such a beautiful car to work on. Just all the body lines, and it's just fantastic. So after crapping on about the RX-7, let's talk about my favorite car that I own and my most cherished possession and my most sentimental thing. This is what the channel's named after, my Mark 180SX. This is my 1990 180SX Turbo Nissan. Brought it as a factory CA18 turbo car in 2012. Automatic, had chromies, it looked disgusting. And me and my old man restored it in 2013. Yeah, we repainted it and just gave it a nice facelift. We straightened all the body out and made it as beautiful. We painted this about 4, 5, 6 years ago. It's held up quite well. It looks so gorgeous, and you can see it's in its stock state at the moment because we need to get a roadworthy on it to get it registered for club plates. I haven't driven it in about 4 years. It's a factory sunroof car as well, which is good. We painted the roof gloss 2-pack black and the same color as the engine bay, which I'll show you in a minute. The CAC seats and the interior is absolutely immaculate. And you guys may know that these dashes crack, and this dash has no cracks whatsoever. The whole dash is mint, so I'm glad about that. And the door cards are absolutely mint. This car is just so clean. I love it. I'm one of those believers that cars should be driven, not hidden, no matter what car you have. If it's a Ferrari or 40 with like 20 original miles on it, if you own it, drive it. I'm not the type to buy cars as an investment. I like to buy them and enjoy them, as you know, life's short and you don't want to hold off things and just let them wither away. It's like not having sex with your girlfriend to leave it for the next blokes. But here we have the mighty power plant, the RX, I want to say RX-7, wow, for the 180. So this is the engine I got built for it a long time ago. This is a Forge SR20 DET. Now we're running CP pistons, eagle rods, Tommy head gasket, and that's about it for like internal wise. ARP studs as always. Just a nice platform. Back when I was on my Ps, I sort of built it to withstand a lot of power for later in the future. I actually really want to go with the RB25 Neo in this thing. And so Neo's an R34 engine. They have the solid lifters and stuff. So I want to go with that engine and have a nice 6-cylinder. I've always dreamed to have a nice 6-cylinder S chassis. So these things handle so well though with an SR in them. But I've driven some RBS chassis and they're actually not that much different. You don't feel it that much. So when this thing's actually registered, guys, I'm going to be doing a full in-depth build breakdown and tour on this car because I haven't done that yet. So stay tuned for that. And you can sort of see all the work I've put into it over the time. I've actually got a build video on it. It's just a slideshow build of all my build photos I took in like 2012 up to like 2014 when I finished it. So you can have a look at that if you really want to see the in-depth build on that. That's on my channel. It's an earlier video I put out. I think at the end of all these, when they're finally built, I'll do like a build breakdown all of them and show you costs and all that stuff, because obviously having a hobby like this comes at a cost. If you love cars as much as I do, you know, you're very enthusiastic about them like myself. You find the time to put into them, you learn, and you make it work financially as well. Like I've just turned 24 not long ago, and this is my first car I bought when I was 16. I always really push people to keep their first cars. A lot of people don't, but I think it's a big regret selling your first car. All right, guys, so now that I've bored you to death, I think I'm going to do some cold starts on all the cars that run. Already showed you the Patrol, so I'll do the 31, the 32, and the 180, just to have a little bit more excitement so I don't bore you all to death. So let's hear these nuggets fire up. They're all dead cold. None of them have been started today. The first one I started was the Patrol, so they're all dead cold. So let's give them a kick in the guts and see how they sound. Alright guys, I think that's going to sum it up for today's episode. I just gave the GU a bit of a bath. As you can see, the concrete's wet. Also washed my daily, which is my little Hyundai. So I hope that sort of summed up many of your questions that you had. I get asked a lot of questions in the comments, so even if you have any more questions, feel free to ask in the comments, or even hit me up on my Instagram and my Facebook page, which I'll have in the description below. So I'm pretty tired. I'm going to go and have a nice fat burger. Get ready for tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to film a pretty big episode on the old girl over there. So I hope you enjoyed today's little episode on the rigs, and I'll catch you in the next one. So we'll see you later.